Hi, I'm Patty. I'm here at Rolling Green Nursery, here in a little private garden here on the grounds. I have been here at the nursery for about 6 years. I am a really avid gardener, particularly vegetables. Many of you may have met me because you have vegetable questions. But I'm here today to talk a little bit about weeds. There are a lot of weeds that are getting going very rapidly now because it's warm and we're getting a lot of rain, and so they're just taking over your garden. So I want to talk to you a little bit about good weeds, bad weeds, and also how to take care of your weeds in your garden. So one of the things you want to know before you start is good weed, bad weed. We have a little book on that. It does talk about good weed, bad weed, and also not so bad weeds. A lot of weeds actually are quite edible, and there are some actually examples here in this little garden. We have this little wood sorrel, which is very edible, nice little plant to be eating. But you've heard the expression, a weed is a plant out of place. And if you don't want these popping up in your garden, you'll see these little seed pods on here. They very rapidly will explode and set a lot more seed and take over your garden. There's also this purslane, which is right here. This is a very edible plant, great in a salad. It has a lot of omega-3. It's one of the only plants with omega-3 in the leaves. This is a deadly nightshade, which is a very bad plant to have in your garden and in your environment, and you really want to pull that out as soon as possible because you can see this one is already starting to set seed on that. So one of my favorite tools to use in the garden is a scuffle hoe. Some people also call it a stirrup hoe. But what it is a hoe with a blade on the bottom. It's got a nice long handle to it, so you don't have to do a lot of bending. Very simple to use. What you do is just scuffle it, literally scuffle it around. You're breaking the plants off of the top of their roots, and you're cutting into the ground, and you're removing the roots by doing this. So these are the plants that we've scuffle hoed. Their roots are still in the ground, but the top of the plant is dead. Normally, I would just leave these plants on the top of the soil and they would just decompose, and then they would provide some more nutrients back into the soil. But in certain cases, like in the case of these little wood sorrel, they still have the pods on them, which means there are seeds inside. And I really don't want the seeds to be self-sowing in my garden. So what I would do is just quickly go through, take these up, and then throw them in my compost pile so that they can be composted. We do have other handheld tools available in the store. There's this Cape Cod weeder, comes in left-handed or right-handed, really easy to get down and use. A nice little disc hoe, which actually cuts the weeds right off at the top as well. A nice little claw handle thing if you have some roots that have gotten too deep and too big for you. I'll quickly demonstrate how you use these tools. Same idea as a scuffle hoe, you're just cutting off the root from the plant. So you're just getting right underneath, and see how those plants are just cut off right at the root? So you're just taking them and taking that right away. Same idea with the little circle hoe. It just goes right underneath and just cuts things away. And that's really what you want to be doing, is just cutting the plant from the base of the root, so that in order that you can just go by, like I said earlier, and just pick these up so that they're not going to be seeding in your garden. The claw is you can use that for something bigger like these crabgrass, because you really want to get a good grip on them. Give it a good pull, and you're getting those crabgrass right up. So the last tool to look at today is the Dandelion Whider. It has a nice long forked tip to it, so you can get very deep down into the dandelion. Dandelions have a single taproot, so you want to take and you want to drive that in pretty deeply, and you'll hear a pop. And you should just be able to then just pull the taproot right out for a dandelion. It's great to get these out of the edge of your yard. If you'd like to come into the store, we have many other options for you. We'd be happy to show you the best tool for whatever weed that you're battling. And we hope this tutorial has helped you with your battle against the weeds. And have a great summer. Happy gardening.